Well, hello there, welcome to this course. I'm super happy that you're here and I'm extremely excited to show you how a well-working wardrobe is built up. Before we get into this, let me introduce you myself. My name is Csenge Herpai. I'm a personal stylist based in Milan and I work both with men and women from every age group and from every nationality. And this is a very beautiful work because I work with people and I help them to find their own new selves. And with this course, I'm going to try to do my best to give you the best value and help you to create a well-working wardrobe. In this mini course, I will be introducing you to the world of styling. It will be fun and it will be exciting and also interactive. What is more, by the end of these videos, you are going to have a whole new perspective on styling as we are going to analyze and build up everything up on your own characteristics. I just want to kindly remind you that you have also a free workbook that you can download, so you can find the link in the description box. Feel free to download it and start working with it as we are passing from video to video. Knowing the main guidelines, you are going to find a clear vision about yourself. You are going to find it so much easier to dress up every single day. What is more, you will look instantly better and be much more confident should it be leisure, should it be your work time, or should it be an event that you have to attend. Let's start with the base of styling. You have to imagine it as building up a house. A house without a solid base would not worth a lot, right? The windows would fall out and the walls would just collapse in a second. So you have to consider the base of your style as the base of the house. Style is about self-expression, main guidelines. That is going to be the visual communication to society, because what we are wearing are talking about us. It is not just about the colors and not just about the styles and silhouettes that we are wearing, but it is also about the final impression that we are creating with the contrast in our outfits. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to tell to the world? Who you want to be? Who you feel to be? These are definitely questions that you have to ask yourself before you get to editing your own closet, because these are going to be the defined items that you are going to build in and that is going to work for you. So now let's dedicate 5 minutes, sit down, grab a pen and write the answers for the questions, okay? Because this is going to be the essential base that we were talking about in this video. It is going to provide a solid foundation of your own closet and your personal style. Now that you measure yourself, let's see which body type you are. Generally saying that the most ideal body shape of the 5 main body types is the hourglass. It is considered as the most beautiful, most feminine body type. However, you don't have to get stressed if you don't have it. Most of the people, most of the women don't have it. It is completely fine. There are going to be some cool tricks that I'm going to share with you in order to create the hourglass silhouette even if you don't have it. Your body type can be pretty obvious and it can be also tricky. In some cases it really depends on your weight as well, because in some cases if you're very skinny it is not that obvious. However, if you are overweight or having some extra kilos, it gets much more shaped. So it really depends. Don't get stressed if it takes time to understand your body shape. Give yourself time and patience and let's see which body type has what kind of measurement, so it can actually help you to find your own. The apple body shape usually have a beautiful leg and you tend to gain weight on your belly. Indeed, you don't have a well-defined waistline and you usually feel like nothing fits you what has some attention on this area, and your belly turns to be the widest part of your body. In your case, we're going to drive the eye to your beautiful legs, so bring them out, show them off, their heels, and don't put attention on your waistline. Try to wear shirts and blouses and blazers that are actually longer than your hips, and try to avoid sleeves that end just in the middle of your belly, because it would bring so much attention on that area, and we would like to balance your body type out. The hourglass that we are going to mention even a little bit later, it is the most ideal body shape, and it is with wide shoulders, wide hips, but tiny waist. Usually hourglasses have big breasts as well, and you can define yourself as a pretty feminine body type. You don't really tend to gain weight on your waist. It goes better on your thighs or your upper body. The pear, it is going to be very similar to the hourglass. However, the only change is that the pear doesn't have wide shoulders. You have very wide hips, you have well-defined thighs, teeny tiny waistline, and small shoulders. In your case, we are going to put the attention on the upper body, because we are going to create a balance between your upper body and the bottom. The next type is the rectangle, and rectangles usually have the same width from the shoulders to the hip lines through the waist. You don't have a well-defined waist, however you have wide shoulders and wide hips. In this case, we are going to bring the attention on your waistline. We are going to shape you through that, and we are going to put the attention away of the wide hips and wide shoulders, so that a great balance is going to be created. The inverted triangle, that is also known as the V, it is a body type that has very wide shoulders, small waistline, and small hips. The hips are even smaller than the waistline. In this case, we are going to bring the attention on your bottom by wearing A-line skirts or items that are going to create you the hourglass silhouette, bringing away the attention of the wide shoulders. And some further guidelines we are going to talk about even in the next video, but just wanted to mention the silhouette. So basically, when we are creating this hourglass silhouette, you have to think about the parts that you already have. So if you have a pair, you already have this bottom part, and you are going to want to bring the attention on your shoulders. On the opposite, if you have an inverted triangle that you already have the top part very wide, you're going to concentrate on the bottom. Again, open up the workbook, because there are so many solutions for that and so many guidelines for that. So just concentrate on bringing out and giving volume to the area where you don't have the volume. Also, just so you know, when there is a clothing piece that ends in a line, for example the sleeves, if the sleeves end just in this line, it is going to instantly bring the attention on your waistline. So if you have a very wide waist, we don't want to bring that ending line to your waistline. Indeed, if you have a tiny waist, it is fine to have the sleeve ending there. Consider it as a horizontal line that it creates, and we know very well, but we are going to talk about it in the next video. The vertical lines are lengthening the body, and the horizontal lines are going to enlarge the areas. So even if it's a clothing piece, a jacket, a top that ends in a certain area, it is considered to be as a horizontal line. It is true for stitching lines as well. We have to talk about body shapes as well, because it is also a very important topic that defines what fits you the best and helps you to look your best, actually, in order to shape your body in the best way possible. We don't need plastic surgery, we don't need extreme workouts in order to achieve instant change. So there are 5 main body types. We're talking about the apple, the pear, the rectangle, the inverted triangle, and the hourglass. These main 5 body shapes are true for everybody. It is just like the seasonal color analysis. Everybody can be categorized. However, in some cases, there are mixed groups. There are people that have a mixed body type. So if you are not sure, I'm also doing online consultations, but I'm sure that you can also find many guidelines on the internet for that. But make sure to ask a professional. In most cases though, it is easy to measure it and easy to understand what body shape we have. So let's jump in it and let's see how to find and how to define your own body shape. We are going to analyze the proportions of your waist, your hips, and your shoulders. Let's stand in front of a mirror And it's great if you are home alone and you can be naked, but if you can't, just wear a tank top or a simple t-shirt. Both cases it should be pretty tight to define your body, and match it with a pair of leggings. And so in this way you can see completely well defined your body type. And I would recommend you to wear both black or the same color, so it doesn't create any optical contrast. So have a look at yourself and just analyze which of the three parts is the largest: your waist, your hips, or your shoulders. Do you feel like your shoulders are wider than your hips? Do you feel like your shoulders and hips are the same but your waistline is smaller? What do you feel? Make notes, open the workbook, and draw your silhouette in the workbook. In this case, you can also measure yourself. So from shoulder to shoulder, from waist to waist, and from hip to hip, because the numbers are going to give you a concrete answer for that. Seasonal color analysis, you probably heard about it. It is such an exciting topic and also pretty difficult, so listen close to this one. Generally, we can say that colors impact our moods. What you're wearing starts to vibe with you. If you're wearing constantly just black color, it is going to give a different impression and a different emotion to yourself as well. And if you're wearing a light blue color, it is going to give another vibe to your day, to yourself, and to other people that look at you. But we have another perspective on the colors that is very, very important, and I already mentioned its name. It is the seasonal color analysis. These are actually color palettes, different color palettes that are created to different kind of characteristics. Everything's based on your hairs, skins, and eyes colors. Every single person can be categorized in one of these seasons. Basically, what you have to know in main guidelines, the right shades are going to give you a good energy. You're going to look healthy, energetic, fresh, while the wrong shades are creating some shadows on your face, under the eyes. Even if you don't have bags under your eyes, it reflects on your face, highlighting this area, and you would look just simply tired, in the very worst case even sick. And we definitely want to avoid it, right? There are 4 seasons, just like in nature. It is the spring, summer, autumn, and winter, and each group has 3 subgroups. So altogether we have 12 subgroups, but I would definitely recommend, if you're not a professional or you're at the beginning of this beautiful journey, just concentrate on the main season. Try to define your own main season. So spring, summer, autumn, or winter. Because the subgroups are very interesting, but even the slightest difference can drop you in another completely other subgroup, or even in some specific cases you can jump from one main group to the other one. So always make sure to analyze yourself the best you can, or ask a professional, because the seasonal color analysis is a pretty difficult topic. Let's mention these groups because I found them very interesting. So there are warm and cool types. The cool types have a blue undertone in their skin, and the warm ones have a yellow undertone in their skin. We are going to have spring and autumn as warm, and we are going to have winter and summer as cool seasons. Usually, autumns, look at me, have brown and warm vibes, and their eyes are very, very commonly brown, hazel, green, or blue. Those like brownish blue tones. The spring types are usually very, very light. They have a low contrast in their character. However, they are warm. So when you look at them, you see them as a warm season and you don't feel like they're cool. They usually have blonde or red hair, and they also can have some spots on their face, and they usually, just like autumn types, have yellowish teeth and yellowish eyes. When it comes to the eye color, the iris of the spring type, it can be light brown, light blue, and even light green. When it comes to winter and summer, the big contrast between the two main seasons is that the winters are usually very contrasting. You can see their pale white skin with dark hair, sometimes very dark eyes, and sometimes very icy blue eyes. In the meantime, summers are very muted, very low contrast people, where usually you see ashy brown hair with white, pale white and blue undertone skin. Low contrast always. So winters are big contrast, summers are low contrast. Remember to concentrate on your main season and don't go in the subgroups if you are not sure in your character. If you're excited, you can open up the workbook and see, because we have a section for that as well, and so that you can read the main guidelines and decide probably which group you take part of. It is going to be important because these colors are going to fit you the best. It is going to vibrate with your face and with your character the best, and we will want to keep the best colors around your face. It is fine if you have some blacks and black is not your color. Just remember, black mainly is for winter types. However, as you can see, I'm a classic autumn type and I'm also wearing black. It is fine, just make sure that around your face you have the right shapes. It could be your makeup, it could be a small jewelry in your ears, or it could be some kind of accessory that has the right tones around your face. Colors and patterns. This is a very tricky part because probably you didn't know about it. It has much to do with your own personal style or the personal style that we are about to create, but it also is recommended to implement your seasonal colors in the patterns that you are going to wear. When it comes to your season, I would also recommend to consider the chroma and the contrast of your character. If you have a lot of contrast in your hair, eyes and skin tone, you can go for very contrasting patterns. Instead, if you don't really have, you have that muted, ashy appearance, go for the light, more delicate patterns, because it's going to be the one that is completing your character. Apart from that, if you have a personal style that is very loud and you don't really have much contrast, I would say go for it. Your self-expression is the most important thing because you're going to feel much more confident. So that being said, big patterns in large areas, and it has much to do with your body shape as well, because concentrate on the areas that you want to bring the attention to and you want to balance out. So for instance, if you have an apple body, we don't really want to bring the patterns on the top. However, if you have a pear body type and you have a larger bottom, we want to bring the patterns on the top area in order to emphasize your upper body. It's just a great thing to know. Bigger patterns enlarge much more the area, smaller patterns tend to enlarge less. Aggressive patterns, big loud patterns look great on the people, and this is when you ask, how can she wear it? Oh, you wear it so well. These kind of patterns look very good on the people who already have a very direct and loud style. Delicate patterns will look good on people who are maybe introverts and they don't really come out like, hey, here I am and that's my style. I don't know if it makes sense, I hope so. Attention though, because a lot of colors and a lot of patterns together can create a big confusion. It can be really too much. Our goal is to look well balanced and to look like someone who knows what they're doing. So don't exaggerate with colors and patterns, and don't go to the opposite side, not implementing any of them. Try to find that balance in the middle. The ideology and the best ways of creating a good balance between colors and patterns and patterns together is in the workbook already, so I invite you to open it and have a look at it. It is a very good guide that is going to show you how the main patterns look good with the complementary colors or other smaller patterns without exaggerating. And also let's see some instances for the monochrome outfits. That is also a great thing, and the color blocking, that is my personal favorite. So if you want to lift your style on another level, you can definitely try one of these two options. Monochrome outfits are, as the name says, are just one color. So it should be the same tone. Let's say if you have a little bit classy and calmer style, it can be a beige color, and it should contain a beige coat, a beige top, a beige skirt, beige shoes and beige bag. It is very outstanding, very stylish, yet not too loud. However, if you want to be louder, you can definitely pick a color from your color palette and create an outfit with a more flamboyant color. Color blocking instead should contain, I would say, 2 or 3 colors. Don't go too much because it's going to become a rainbow, and we don't want rainbows. It's just too much confusion going on. Usually 2 or 3 colors in an outfit are enough. So monochrome outfits are one color, and color blockings are going to be 2 or 3 colors put together. These should be usually blank surfaces in your outfit, and these should contain well matching and well contrasting colors. I will show you also the color wheel that is going to help you to find the best color combos. Color blocking is louder than monochrome outfits, but is such a fun way to discover how colors look good together. And again, remember your seasonal colors. If you have a classy and elegant style, there are the more delicate colors of your color palette. I would say a beige, white and blue combination is always very beautiful and always very classy and elegant. However, if you're eclectic, as I said, an orange, purple, pink combo or orange, purple, green could look very interesting. This is where the whole wardrobe is going to be your personal style direction, and this is where you should really concentrate on the picks that you bring in your closet. Don't buy things that are just on sale. Consider and think about it before purchasing. Think about the outfits that you can create with them in the future, and also think about whether it looks something that you can implement in your own personal style, or you just like it because you saw it on someone else. A very good way to elevate our style is layering different clothes on each other, and it is a very good tool to implement, especially during autumn or springtime when the weather lets us to do so. However, I feel like also during the winter it is something that we can use, and we can use it as a very good tool in order to look more stylish. But so many times I get the questions, how do I do that in order to not feel like I'm trying too hard? Because sometimes, yes, just like with the patterns that we talked about earlier, even in layering, it can look a little bit tacky, it can look a little bit too much if we don't find our balance or our system to do that. So in this lecture, I'm going to share with you 6 very good ways in order to implement layering in your own personal style. And I'm saying it because it is not really depending what style essence you have, what direction your style is. You can use this trick in every single style, just as in your personal style. So first of all, let's talk about layering itself a little bit. So we are talking about, it is a perfect moment because I'm actually layering in my whole outfit now. It is putting different clothing pieces on each other, matching different fabrics, different silhouettes that look good together and elevate our styles. So let's see the first trick that I want to share with you today. Think about the very base of your outfit. Very good base is a turtleneck, or even the collar that comes out of a round neck cardigan, for example. So I would say pick from the wardrobe foundation one turtleneck that you have and a blouse or a shirt that has a nice collar. It could be a very stylish cut as well, not just a regular one, because it would make your outfit to be more interesting. And also on the market there are these like fake colors, and it's very funny because it's just basically a piece that you are wearing under your cardigan or under the other layer. So it just makes the impression as if you were wearing a shirt, but you are not actually wearing, you're just wearing this part of the shirt. And it's a very good trick in order to avoid being too warm during the day. When we want to create a layered outfit, we really have to concentrate on the weather. We don't want to go too heavy, okay? That's a very, very important point because it would be just too much. I would definitely recommend you to wear medium thick items. Don't go to too heavy knitwear, for example, because that would be just too much during like 1 or 2 p.m. And I would definitely add a top over it, like a strappy top, for example. It looks very nice. Or you can also go with a V-neckline cardigan or just like a vest over it. Or you can also add, as you could see in the previous videos, a leather crop top that has like a nice strap. So it really works with something that covers a little bit less than the first level of the clothing. Try to find the harmony, and what I mean by saying it is that you can choose different styled items if you pick the right colors that go in very good harmony together. We already learned about colors, right? So it wouldn't be a big challenge to you, I guess. So there are two options. Either go with a version that is like all the pieces are from the same style essence, or the other option is to choose and pick different style items but from the same color palette. So they have to be well balanced in an outfit. You also have to concentrate on using and implementing different fabrics because different fabrics would look good together. So if I wore a cotton top over a cotton shirt, it would look very weird, I guess. While here you can see that I'm wearing a meshy top over my cotton t-shirt. It already looks very good, I think. I like it. And it's the same in every other case. So maybe you wear a normal cotton turtleneck, add heavier knitwear, or just like a knitwear that has the impression of being heavier. Or you can also add a mesh top under. As you could see in the previous videos, I was wearing a mesh blouse and I added a leather surface to it. So you can play with the fabrics. It is very interesting. Just always try to go and pick the ones that go well together and avoid the very similar fabrics together. And mesh being said, I really recommend you to implement in your style mesh or lace or chiffon that is like a little bit see-through but not showing it all. It is a very good option to implement in the layering. So that's why I'm wearing also this mesh top, because it shows the t-shirt, however it's a different layer. It could even not be there, but it just makes my outfit to be more interesting, and it is not covering everything, and my outfit isn't getting too heavy thanks to that. Another good trick is to think about the necklines. So if you're wearing a round neckline first, then go with a V neckline afterwards. Don't choose two round necklines, even if it's like a little bit larger than the first layer. Always try to concentrate on creating a little bit of difference and a little bit of contrast. So I would really recommend to first go with a turtleneck or a round neckline, a straight round neckline, and then, for example, you can just simply add a V-neckline top, a V-neckline shirt, or even a V-neckline cardigan. So there it would be a contrast in the shape of the necklines. All the belts, accessories that you can add to an outfit, they are functioning also as different layers. So for example, in my outfit, if I didn't wear my jacket, I would add the belt over my mesh dress or mesh top. I'm wearing, actually this is a dress, but it looks like a top. I would add a belt to my mesh top on my waistline. However, if I add another layer, that is my blazer jacket, I would put the belt over my jacket. So it is creating another layer in my outfit, and it is definitely something unexpected that gives a very, very nice aesthetic impression in my outfit. This is a very exciting game, and it is definitely, again, something that you have to try and experience for yourself and understand what works for you and what works for your style. So I invite you to do so. Try it, try with different fabrics, try different layers, try different silhouettes, and maybe make notes and remember what you already experienced so that you can learn from it. This part is going to be about the balance. I personally believe that a great balance is very, very important. So let's see, what should your wardrobe contain? Your wardrobe should contain both basics and statement items. This is where you can really go for your personal style, because basics are not really talking about you, however they are creating the solid base of an outfit, while statement items are going to create the you in the outfit. Both baggy and fitted items, because sometimes we wake up and we just don't really feel like wearing everything all fitted and we just want to go and comfy and be baggy and enjoy our day in that sense. And on other days we don't really feel like being so baggy and so comfy, and we want to look feminine or we want to look more elegant, and in those cases the fitted items are gonna definitely do their best for us. Accessories according to your style and seasonal colors. So as I mentioned, the seasonal tones and seasonal types are warm and cool as well, and according to your seasonal type there are the gold, the silver, the rose gold jewelry, and we could go even further with black and detailed, but just concentrate on silver and gold, basically the cool and the warm undertone. I really recommend you, if you don't really want to implement so many colors, at least just concentrate on the jewelry, because it changes a lot in the appearance, and usually we wear jewelry around our face, so that really makes a big impact in our outfits. And of course, very, very important to match it with your own personal style. So if you have a more delicate, more boho style, or you have a more classy or a more outstanding, more edgy style, every single style will have a different direction of the jewelry as well. So try to put the two things together, and that is going to be completely personalized, and it is going to definitely look amazing on you, because you are going to wear it with confidence and the tone is going to look amazing and in harmony with you. Have at least 2 to 3 seasonal shades that you enjoy wearing. Indeed, you don't have to love all the colors that is on your palette, but start to like them by choosing the best ones that you feel the closest to your style. For example, that I'm an autumn, I really started to wear more brown and more earthy colors, but back then, before graduating from fashion school, let's say in my teenage time, one thing that I didn't really know much about it, but another thing is that I didn't really like brown color, and so just start to implement some that you like and you will instantly see the difference. Only comfortable shoes. Oh yes, we know that it's beautiful, but 2 steps and you're already bleeding and in pain. I would really recommend you girls that stop buying shoes that are beautiful but uncomfortable. It makes no sense, and it also really ruins the whole outfit when you're just barely walking in those shoes. So go for the comfy ones. We know that artificial leather is usually not that comfortable than as a real leather. However, I'm also not really on the part of real leather items. I really just recommend you to go and try them on and see, because there are a lot of fabrics that are very comfortable, but you will never find it out if you order on the internet. So stop buying shoes that are not comfortable. Or a good idea that you can implement, there are these like small pads, these jelly pads that help a lot. I also use them and wear them, and they can facilitate the day and they can make the day better. If you are in the office, for example, wearing heels, it is fine if they are not the most comfortable ones, but just be careful, because sometimes very plasticky shoes can get very bad results on the long run, and they can really ruin your posture and also your feet. And my personal favorite, the #1 rule, I will do my best to explain it. Sometimes my clients just look at me and like, what are you talking about, Csenge? The +1 rule is basically wear something every single day when you're dressing up. Wear something that wouldn't really be necessary to be there. Should it be a necklace? Without this necklace, would I be covered? Yes, I would. Should it be a top over another top? Without this top, obviously this is a pretty see-through top, but if it was a normal blouse, would this top be necessary to be over it? No. So that's also a plus one. Wear a hat or a pair of sunglasses or a scarf around your neck. This plus one trick, I bet you, is going to elevate your style. You're going to be instantly more stylish and you're going to look instantly someone who knows about it. So remember, every single day when dressing up, wear that plus one. So in this video you're going to probably notice that our backdrop has changed, and it is basically because when I started editing the video I decided on adding two sections, so you will see these two sections with my hair maybe changed or me maybe changed, but yes, at least it adds some spice to the course. So in this video we are going to talk about different style essentials. I don't really feel like it makes sense to go and represent you each style direction because that would be just like a lot, and I also want you to create your own, but rather mention some symbols and some tools, some fabrics, some surfaces or jewelry accessories that define a particular style. I would just rather tell you about the groups of different materials that look good together, look very balanced, and that you can follow in order to implement it in your own style. But I also want you to try to add your own part to it. So while an edgy style communicates aggressivity or just like standing out of the crowd and being the black sheep, preppy style is going to represent a totally other thing, and then classy style is going to represent again another impression. So let's see, for example, if you're talking about grunge, edgy, or let's say arty style, it is always going to be a little bit more flamboyant in the sense that it is going to implement aggressive surfaces. We are talking about metallics, we are talking about studs, rivets, everything that has spikes on it, or everything that represents energy, like the lightning, for example. Even the leather surface is a very good tool to implement if you have an edgy style direction, while a preppy style is more about elegance and about chicness. So it rather implements knitwear or sweaters or pearls as a very delicate jewelry, argyle print. That is one of the biggest symbols of this style direction, let's call it like that, or just like check print in general. This is like the golf club style. I always define it like that. I really like it. However, I feel like it is just so far away from my personal style. Or a good instance again is tweed fabric that is very delicate, very feminine, very Coco Chanel style. Or if we are talking about a classic style, there is a more feminine and casual and yet very delicate way to express our styles. It is going to contain much simpler yet high quality fabrics. Since we are not implementing very outstanding accessories in a classic style, we are going to concentrate a lot on the fabric itself. That has to be high quality, that has to be delicate, that has to resonate a lot with our styles. So in this case, I would rather suggest to choose from silk, satin, or just generally very pure and well-worked textures, as it would get a lot of attention when you're dressing up, while an edgy person gets a lot of attention because they are wearing statement items. A classy person is going to be much emptier when we are talking about the items that they are wearing, but for this reason there is a huge focus on the fabric they choose. A very big attention goes to the tailoring, so well-fitted suits, well-fitted shirts, and well-fitted pants or skirts are very important. And if you are more on a comfy level, again, just concentrate on a lot on your body shape and dress according to your body shape. So be very conscious what kind of pants you are choosing, what silhouette it has, because it's incredibly important in a very clear style that you know what items look the best on your body type. Let's mention a boho style that is more concentrated on earthy colors, earthy fabrics, very natural fabrics, and prints that are representing the nature, for example. And boho people can wear a lot of ruffles and pom-poms and all those like fun accessories, also those like very folk jewelry, very handmade and very natural accessories that looks very authentic with their styles. However, you can also just implement in your personal style some boho pieces if you feel like that is very close to your taste. And how could we not talk about the street style as well, because that's just such an important part of our subculture, I guess. It is more a loose style, more a comfy style. It includes much comfier items, baggy items. It also implements a lot of street art when it comes to the patterns or just like symbolistics. So graffiti or Banksy designs are very beloved, or just like simple title t-shirts. And I would also say that street style has its like energy, that's like fresh energy, that when it comes to colors, it is expressed through colors. However, not every person that loves street style would be like super flamboyant. So it's again mixed with the personal style. But I would say all in all, definitely it is a much more comfier, less feminine and more baggy direction than, for example, a preppy style. So when we are talking about these details, what you should implement or what you want to implement in your personal style, always think about what you want to communicate firstly, what resonates with your style and what is the direction. And also think about the intensity, because just because you have a style direction or just like a style sense, it doesn't mean that you have to be 10 out of 10. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to be classy 10 out of 10. I also personally believe that we are different and our moods are different from day to day, so it would be also very strange if every single day we were on the 10% intensity of our styles. It can be different each day, it can be generally a lower level or a high level. You have to also consider where you go, what lifestyle you have usually. But in conclusion, when you're creating this idea, think about the fabrics, think about if you like rather ruffles or natural prints, or you like metallic surfaces, you like standing out, you like attention, or you rather want to be more feminine and clear and just minimalistic. So it's totally up to you. On the internet there are so many good resources where you can just define and find inspiration for the style essence that you like. So if you feel like you want to complete it and research it in the detail and you're very interested in just one direction, I would really recommend you to check it out on the internet and dig into it and learn more about the direction that you like. So this was it for today, and in the next video I'm going to talk about another very interesting topic. It is going to be the layering. At this point you already know your colors, you already know your body type, you already know what patterns should you or shouldn't you implement in your own personal style. Now let's see something much more generic but very, very, very important, and it goes back to the base of the building that we are building up. It is called the wardrobe foundation, also known as capsule wardrobe. It is actually a minimum quantity collection of clothing that can create a maximum quantity of outfits. We are talking about the most basic, let's say most boring items that we can imagine, without any kind of trendy touch, without any decorations, any labels on them, or anything that defines or makes the outfit to look more special. These are the very basics. White t-shirts, blue cardigan, a trench coat, a brown trench coat, black heels, items like that. You wouldn't even notice how many times you wear these items, and you know what? These are the best items. These are the very, very base of your wardrobe. This is why it's called wardrobe foundation, because you are gonna wear them so many times and complete them with the seasonal, the trendy, and the statement items. We want to avoid having only statement items and only trending items, because in that case, in the first case, you would look like too much, because so many statement pieces in one outfit are creating confusion again. And also, when we are talking about only trending items, only the latest fashion pieces, we would have to change it every single year or every half year, and that wouldn't really drive to a perfectly working wardrobe. So let's see what are the main guidelines to create this wardrobe checklist, and I invite you again to open the workbook and see the wardrobe foundation section, because we will have a checklist that you should see and you should analyze your own closet. So these should be generally good quality items. What I mean by saying it, I would say try to get the best quality that you can have, or your wallet lets you to get. So it doesn't have to be designer, just try to go for the best quality possible, because these items are going to be worn so many times, so often. You could repeat them every single day and nobody would literally notice it, because you would complete it with a different piece. But these items have to be good quality, because usually slightly more expensive items, not the fast fashion items, or better made of better fabrics, or sewn better, because these items are going to accompany you for years and years, and the fast fashion or the very lowest quality item is barely gonna do that. Few colors, and this is because we have to keep it very straight and strictly simple, okay? Consider if you are a winter type and you can wear black, or you're more an autumn type and maybe a dark brown is more suggested to you, or a light beige color. You can actually have a look at it in based on your seasonal colors, but mainly we are talking about navy blue, black, beige, white. And from the white we have two options. There is the ivory and there is the optical white. You can see the difference between the two if you are seeing a white page, like a paper, and trying to compare it to something that looks slightly off, not so pure white. You will see if you put two white things together that one of them is usually creamier, okay? Creamy white, ivory, is recommended for the warm seasons. In the meantime, the cooler season can perfectly choose the optical white, the page white version of it. Navy blue looks more or less great on everybody, and I think it is also a great option to exchange with black. So if you like, if you would like to have maybe a suit or a tuxedo, like a set, a two-piece, you can exchange black with blue. Blue anyway is a very nice color. It represents confidence, professionality. In the meantime, we know that black isn't really a happy color, so I would definitely, especially if we are considering the professional appearance, I would definitely choose a dark blue item instead of a black one, even when we're talking about the wardrobe foundation. These items also have to be pretty multifunctional, because we have different parts of our lives, different events we have to attend. We have our work life, we have our leisure, active life, the events, and the free time. So these subgroups of our lives are definitely different. We are not wearing our work outfit to go for a run, probably. So there are exceptions, but generally saying, that would be really weird to wear a suit or a bottom-up shirt to go to work out. So these items have to be interchangeable, and they have to be comfortable, and they have to be multifunctional. It should contain not more than 40 or 50 pieces, but it can be also smaller. It really depends on your lifestyle and your personal style and your circumstances. And these items can be extended with the seasonal trending items, the statement items, or any kind of other further pieces that you have in your closet. These are going to be the very base on which you can build up your own personal style. If you ask me what is the most important of all the things that I told you, I would say that it is your confidence and your self-love and anything you can wear that helps it to be there. It's not about only the color, it's not about only the body shape. It can help, both of them can help you, but there to express yourself, there to wear the dress, there to dress up however you feel like, how you see yourself beautiful in the mirror, because that's going to give the extra energy to the outfit that generally no clothing can give you, because your confidence is coming from the inside. Think about what you want to communicate. It is so important. Every single day dressing up, think about what you want to say that day. And if you want to say, I don't want to go here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to work, that's a different topic. That's not this video, but always think about what you want to express. It's a great plus to know what fit the best to your body type, to your character. It is a very, very big advantage, and I really believe that it is a lifetime knowledge that can really elevate your style, your appearance. You can look more serious, you can look more chill, and it is definitely a tool that can add up to our base, but both the base and the tool worth nothing if you don't put your personal style next to it. So remember to implement your personal style and treat it as a primary thing, because first of all your personal style is the most important, and then if you feel like you can complete it with the tools. The base instead is something that has to be there, the wardrobe foundation. And remind yourself that there is always space to grow, as we are plants that can shine and create our own vibes around. And for that reason, I highly recommend you to challenge yourself. You can find even in the workbook some challenges that are going to help you to keep on track and keep pushing and keep trying, because sometimes you feel like I would never wear this, but sometimes, or I could never wear jewelry, for example. And sometimes it is not really about the idea, it is more about the practice that is going to help. So practice, challenge yourself, and good luck. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I really enjoyed sharing my knowledge. I hope that you found it very useful and interesting, and I really hope that you are going to implement it in your own personal style and in your own wardrobe. It is a long run, it is a long work. Give yourself time and patience, and you will see the difference. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you the best. Goodbye.